Hello, fellow compatriots. This is your host, Tributron here, and today I am going to show you how to use Studio, or Studio 2.0 specifically. So, once you download it, be sure to go ahead, click on it. You know, it should be easy to download and install a program. It's just like any other program. So, but if you want me to do a video demonstration on how to download it and start it up, just let me know. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and open up this program over here. And look at that. Now, depending on the PC that you have, it may take a while to load. Now, in my case, it does take a little while, despite me having a standard rig. But the more RAM that you have, the better it is for the nicer renders and all that good stuff, which we will get into momentarily. Now, you'll be presented with something similar to this, where it has create new and then it shows all these different builds and you're like, okay, what do you do? Well, you have options here. Usually what I do is just create new, but if there's a project that you're working on or something like that, then you go ahead and click one of these. But for now, and of course, you can click this here for new instead of pressing this. So this button and this button, they're basically the same thing. Open, that is if you want to open a file that is not visible here. And to import, you can actually use the models and Lego Digital Designer if you have LDD, and import it into this system. Any build that you have in LDD, you can bring in here. And you can put whatever crazy builds you want to do with it. But for now, we're going to start with new. So let's go click that. Now you're presented with this. Now you're probably wondering, what the heck do you do now? Now, if you use the scroller, you go out and in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Okay, I'll stop. But if you hold the left button on your mouse, left click, touch and hold, you can expand to select things. Whoop. And if you right click, you can move this. Now, if you had to hold on to the right button on your mouse in order to move it around. Another trick that you can do is press shift and you right click and you can slide. So that is something you could do. So that's how you move around in this thing. Now, we're gonna build a Tahunga. Now, how do I do that? Well, over in the left over here, you see a whole bunch of stuff. And if you put your mouse here, you can scroll through a whole bunch of bricks and stuff. And they're organized by category. So if you want to just look for round bricks, just click that. You can find it here, you know, and you keep scrolling down. And it goes from small to big, just like LDD. You know, but with extra steps, of course. And if you scroll back up, then you see the bricks again. But as you see, it says brick, round. They are all titled. And they have subcategories too. But we'll keep it simple. So you want to scroll down here until you find either Technic, which has some Bionicle pieces in there, or Slicer, if you want to Robo-Riders, what have you. But for all the sake's purposes, we go to the one with the how, because that is the way of the Bionicle. Now, you're presented with Bionicle 172. And you got board guides, you got this, you got that. It's pretty cool, right? But you have all these different pieces. But you may notice, where's the sockets? Well, that's up in Technic. So you tend to have to go back and forth from time to time when it comes to that, which can be a little bit annoying. But it's not the worst thing. Now, here is a Tahunga head. I'm not so sure if you will have this or not, because I noticed when I installed a few things, some of the models that are in custom ended up bleeding into here. So it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. But we'll go ahead and build something simple that I know you might actually be able to do, which is a Tahunga. So we'll go ahead and start with the Tahunga because it's the easiest. Now, once you go ahead and place it, let me go that. Okay. You click on thing, right? And it's drifting around. As soon as you left click, it duplicates. Now, what do you do to get rid of this? Because you don't want to keep duplicating. That's annoying. If you want to just have one piece. So you press delete on your keyboard. You either press delete, but if you end up pressing it and you don't want to press delete, you can right click and that gets rid of it too. So there's two options there. So either press delete on your keyboard or just right click it. And you can rotate. Grab and rotate when you left click it. Left click is selecting, right clicking is options. So if you right click on this, you're presented with all these different options. Now, you can copy, and then you can do Control V to paste it, or you can press paste, and then there you go. Now, what do you do if you want to rotate it? Well, you select it, and then you use the arrow keys on your keyboard to move it around. Just like LDD. So you go ahead and do that, and there you go. And you scroll down. I'm not just sure if I have to hung a body. Yes, I do have to hung a body. Okay, and again, you use the buttons on the keyboard to spin it around to whichever way you like it. And of course, you can put it upside down or what have you. And there you go. Oh, and a cool thing is, if you do not like this setup, you can expand this. Yeah, you can expand it. Kind of. There you go, you see? You can expand it. I like this setup because it's the default and I'm used to it. So we got that. Let's see here. Where's our footsies? We need footsies. There we go. There's the Hunga Arm 1. And we get Hunga Arm 2. So even if you have something, select something else, while you still have this hovering around, you can still grab other pieces to switch it if you need to. So that's the thing you can do if you're feeling lazy and it's like, no, I don't want to do this. This is boring. I don't want to do that. So you can also press clone once you select something. So that is up here. So you press clone. Boop, there you go. And you can like do stuff with it. Of course. And then over here. So these are like options that you can do with this. So let's connect that just like, oh, this is a good opportunity because this is a pin. There's a pin in there, a pin. Okay, so what you can do is you can hinge it. Now you can either use this and do that, as you can see, and you can be very precise. And the best part is, if you click on this, you can click on this too and put in like 30.75 if you want to. You can be super precise with it if you really wanted to. Or you can just go do this and click on, left click it to select like you usually do. And you, instead of pressing this, you press the one with the little circle and the arrow, and you can go woo, right round, baby, right round, right round. Look at that. It's spin. Okay, I'm sorry. I just like spinning things. But yeah, you can do that, which is fun. Oh, and the best part. You can press, once you select it, you press copy mirror and check this out. And it's in the bottom here. You want to left click that. Boop. Look at that. And you can grab it and put it in. And now you have a mirrored angle. Look at that. Isn't that great? That's pretty awesome. And of course, you can just put the hung body there. And then do that for the other side, because now you're familiar with connecting pieces. Look at you go. You are familiar with it. And you can arrange it. And of course, if you press zoom in a little bit, press shift, and drift him side to side. Which you already know. Now, how do I color this boy? How do I color this boy? Who's he going to be? How do I color him? Well, you see this over here? It's called color palette. And what you do is first you had to select a part. That's very important. So you want to click the foot, or any part of the body really. You can click any part of the body, arm, foot, torso, head, any part. And it will highlight in a blue box. And you go press this button that says dark blue script, or whatever color it's called, and you present with a whole bunch of options. And you can be very true to yourself and press hide all the unavailable colors. So let's say, so you can press this and then it shows you all the pieces it comes in. So those are all the colors it comes in. But you might be probably wondering, it's like, oh man, I really want to make something, this foot, a different color than the ones that are already present here, like in blue, for example. What do? Well, you click on it again, you click the box, and then you hide unavailable colors. That way, you can go ahead and choose, I don't know, go to yellow over here, and you scroll all the way down, and you get glitter neon yellow. No, he has a slimy foot. Slimy foot. Oh, and it gets better, because if you scroll all the way down, you get luminescent yellow. Which means, if it's luminescent yellow, that means it lights up. I pressed translucent yellow. Where's luminescent yellow? Okay, so which means this lights up once you render it. So be careful what you click on, because you might have places that might glow up, but glowing things look cool, honestly, my opinion. But let's go ahead and make this boy Takua. Let's hide the unavailable colors. Let's give him the blue feet. Blue feet. And you can press the roller too, like, and just blue, 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 blue. If you really wanted to, you could definitely do that. It's like, man, I don't want an all blue. What am I going to do? And then you go ahead, well, you know what? I'm going to add some red. I think that would be cool. So you go ahead and do that. And you still have the roller, right? So you're red, red, red. You see? But if you don't want to do that, you just unclick that and you can just select things normally. And honestly, it's kind of cursed seeing a blue Tahunga head. Is it kind of cursed? I kind of like the blue. Blue is a nice color, but you know what? We're going to be true to ourselves and make it gray. There you go. Perfection. Now, Takua needs a mask. Now, traditionally, you will not find this Picari with Studio when it first comes up. So I'm sorry, guys, but you won't be able to make Takua unless if you download stuff, which I will show you in the near future. But there's our boy Takua. Look at him. He's beautiful. Now, you can pose your characters too. Now, it's kind of hard to pose a Tahunga. Not gonna lie. It's gonna be kind of hard to. Which is why we're gonna select him. You can move him around. Now, right now he's in an angle, but that's because you grabbed him by the foot. And since the foot is at the angle, the rest of the body is gonna be an angle. So you grab him. So to rotate him again, you just press the circle button. And you can go ahead and rotate him to the right way he ought to be. Now, what about that other option? So let's say you select everything, and there's two options here. This is for moving stuff around. So you can have Takua levitating if you want him to levitate. Oh shoot, I did it wrong. Don't look at me. I did it wrong. So you can have him levitate like this, or he can be God and ascend. If you want him to do that, he can ascend. And you can slide him left or right. Look at him go, he's drifting. But yeah. And, oh, no, I don't want. And you can rotate him again. But what if you don't want one Takua? You can have two of them. You can have two Takuas, or three Takuas, or four Takuas. takuas, or 5 takuas, or 6 takuas, or 7 takuas, or 8 takuas, or 9 takuas, or 10 takuas, or 11, or 12, or 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 40, 41, oh, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69. But if you don't want 69 tequilas, what are we going to do with 69 tequilas? You don't want 69 of them. Well, you can delete some of them. And again, you can just select, and you can press, or you can right click or press delete. Either one. Well, maybe not right click in this instance, but yeah, press delete. There you go. Now you only have one tequila. Now, you might feel sad right now. It's like, man, I miss my tequilas. I want to have my tequilas back. What do you do? Well, you can go to tools here. Or I think, yeah, go press edit and press undo. And you can press Control Z again, or press edit undo again. Either one, Control Z. And there's 69 tequilas again! Whoa! So there you go! Isn't that awesome? But for all intents and purposes, we don't need that many tequilas. We don't need 69 tequilas. There's only one tequila. This boy. So, what do we do now? What about posing? Let's go ahead and make something to pose. Now, the most important thing is we need something with legs. Now, I'm going to try to make something that you might be able to make in Studio with the parts that you have. So we're going to go ahead and make a monstrosity instead. Now, we need more than just these pieces. We need sockets. Where are we going to get the sockets? Where are we going to get the Technic? Well, you go up here in Technic. But more specifically, you want to go to Technic Linker. That way you don't have to keep scrolling. And all of these have a category. But if you do not want to just keep scrolling endlessly, it's like, oh, where's this piece? Where's that piece? You can search for it. So I got a pin here now. Let me light it in blue so that I know where it is. And it will be helpful for you too. Oh, and most importantly, you can change the color. So you can change the color of all these pieces. Or if you like, if you're so used to LDD, you can paint it all red. That way you know, okay, these are all that. But I prefer the gray, me personally. Now, let's look up Technic Socket. And there they are! Look at that! So many of them! In all different assortment of flavors. And we put that there, and then we grab these ones. Yeah, isn't that nice? I personally like it. Now, usually you wouldn't be able to clip this, so if you don't want any clipping like this, you can go ahead and turn on collision. That way, if there's any collision, it says no, you cannot do that because it will turn transparent. showing you, yeah, do not do that. Okay, so we got a body here. We got a body here, and of course we can give it a neck. So we're gonna grab this, because you don't have to worry about friction. In Studio, you do not have to worry about friction. But that's not legal, so we can't do it. Oh no! Now it's back again. So we go ahead, grab the blue pen, we can clone it again. It's already colored and all that good stuff. I love it. Wish everything was like that. But yet again, it's not everything now, ain't it? And we can make this a glowy dark blue. So, luminous soft blue. And then we can put that there so that the eyes can light up. Make that head dark blue. Now, to pose! I know it's missing a tail, but forget about the tail. We don't need the tail. So you go ahead, press this, and you have two options because there's two joints here. You want to click on this one. And of course, naturally, it will be in an angle depending on how the limb is positioned. And you can tilt that. You can arrange it a little bit better. You can even raise it up and down if you want to. You know, whatever you want to. And there you go. And you can select this, press that, and do that, and that. There you go. And of course, we can have it on the ground like it's supposed to. And it's very easy to do once you know what you're doing, so there's no problem with that. None at all. Now, we have a tail which we're not going to focus on. I'm going to put Takua there because he's a good boy. Now, here's the thing though. Sometimes, if you're making a big figure, some pieces do not want to stay into the leg. So how do you fix that? And what I mean is, like, whenever you're posing a leg of something, if you're building something big, not all the pieces want to stay in place. So what you can do to fix that is you select the chunk that you want to be intact no matter what, and you press create into submodel. So if you're building something big and it has a lot of pieces and not all the pieces in the leg want to stay placed, or a lot of pieces in the torso want to stay placed, because you're posing it in the in this setup, you want to go ahead and press create submodel, and you can call it whatever you want. So this time I'm gonna call it foot, and there we go. Now it is one whole piece. You can't get the blue pin anymore. But you can press release if you don't want it all like connected together. By the way, you can still like pose it and stuff like that. You still can. But if you want to release it, just press that and it releases it. And it makes things a little bit easier. Now for render! Woo! Let's do render. Okay. And you can pose anything the way you want, but to press render, you go ahead and press that. And as you can see, you know, you got the little spooter over here, and you got the Kua, and you can angle it all you want. It has the same controls as you do in the building layout, you know, except if you hold the left trigger on your mouse, it drifts it instead of selecting. It no longer selects. And let's go ahead and get a good angle here. Let's do that. I think that's a cool angle. So you have medium render, high, very high, and you can customize it. And I prefer photoreal. POV ray is the same as an LDD render. You don't want that because that don't look good. So I pick with high because I love my PC and I don't want it to die. Like, you can have it at very high if you need to. But for all intents and purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and do it very high for you. And you can change the color. And only thing you have to really do is do that, you know, and change the color layout if you want to with left trigger. Keep in mind it's with left trigger. So let's go ahead and you can change the values. 147, 147, 147. There you go. And press OK. And you can have it solid or transparent. You can do both. And you can do building or mechanic for the light, left front, and you can change the intensity from here to there. But, you know, you don't have to mess with any of these stuff, okay? Don't let it confuse you, okay? You don't have to mess with any of this stuff. Only thing you have to really do is pick medium, high, or very high, pick the color you want, or press transparent if you really want to. Change the intensity if you're very picky about that. This is for people that are very picky about stuff. And you press render. And you can save it as anything you want. And I'm gonna call it Takua and Spooter. All right, time for a time lapse. Welcome back from the time lapse. Now, as you can clearly see, once it's done rendering, it presents you with an image, which of course you can go ahead and close it and what have you. But it's a nice image. And you can click on this. And of course, whenever you're going ahead and render something, you can save it in whatever file you want and stuff like that. You know, wherever you like to. You can save it in your pictures folder, what have you. Anywhere. It doesn't have to be specifically in a 3D model folder. Anywhere you want. But regardless, that is basically the basics. Now, of course, you can search part numbers in this, like 2463. You can get this piece if you want to. I don't know why you want to do that, but that is a thing that you can do. Now, if you're very picky, you know. Oh, and let me show you one more trick before I go. And that is flexible things. Now, with tubes specifically, tubes, they're flexible. Let's get the longest one. One of the longer ones. There we go. Here's a very long tube. You see that tube? And we'll stick it on the top of this thing. There we go. So it has a tube sticking out its back. Now the thing you can do with this tube is you can flex it. And for more options, you can rotate it, you can shift it over and stuff like that. But for flexing, right now, if you press, let me go back. So press this button here, and then you can go ahead and bend any part of it that you want to flex. You click once, click and hold, move it, click again to release. Click, move it to release. And right now, it looks like it's doing something very interesting, as you can clearly see. And you can pose it and stuff like that. It's like a pipe cleaner. It's an overglorified pipe cleaner. But there you go. I just wanted to show you that one last bit because it's pretty cool. Now, the end, sadly, there is no way to rotate this. There is no way. You know, it goes straight up. You can't. There's no form of rotation, only bending across in the same axis, even though it's obviously going forward, but you can't point the tube down or anything like that. For some reason, it does not do that. So, that right there, my fellow compatriots, is how you use Studio. Now, be sure to subscribe because next time I am going to be showing you how to download custom models so that you can go ahead and check out just a various different types of custom Macs on Kanohi because we all love ourselves some Kanohi now, don't we? Anyways, that's about it for now. I love you all. If you want to go ahead and follow me in any forms of social media, links will be down in the description down below. And of course, if you want to see more content like this, why not leave a like and subscribe? And I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys! Oh, and by the way, I forgot to save this. Save as. Don't we all do that?